What is going on, everybody? Edge0626 here, bringing you another edition of the Edge0626 Q&A. We're doing the Q&A for the month of November. I got two questions for you guys here today. Pretty good ones, actually. And before I get into that, I got some Battlefield 4 on what the hell is the name of this map? Shit, I forgot the name of this map, but it'll probably Dawnbreaker. That's what the name of it is. I don't know why, but I was getting it confused with Downturn from Modern Warfare 3, which is one of my least favorite maps in the game. But yeah, Dawnbreaker. That's the name of the map. So it's I do okay. My buddy WhatGrenadeWhere, who's any links I have for him will be in the description. He goes on beast mode, so. He did pretty well. Probably without him, we probably would have lost. But yeah, so enjoy the gameplay in the background, and I'm gonna sit here and I'm going to answer you guys' questions. So the first question I have here today comes from my buddy Crimson Sapper. He asked me, "What's your favorite college team for football?" And truth be told, I don't really pay much attention to college football that much, unless it's like the bowl week or whatever, like when the bowl games are being played, and I'll get into that in a second, but I really don't pay much attention to college football enough to, you know, have a favorite team or anything. You know, it really doesn't matter to me. Like, I don't hate any college, really. Maybe I don't like, I kind of hate Ohio State. I don't like Ohio State, so I think that's probably the only college team I know of that I hate. But I definitely like, but at the same time I don't care enough. I don't know if that makes any sense. I guess if I had to pick one team, it'd probably be Michigan State. I'm not sure why, but I don't know. I'm a history geek, and I love Spartans, so I guess Michigan State Spartans only makes sense, right? But give me those tags, motherfucker. Sitting there in fuck you call it. See, he's just sitting there in fucking crouch mode. He didn't even see me coming. But yeah. But in terms of like I was talking about earlier with the bowl games, you know, I only really pay attention to college football when the bowl games are actually happening. Like, I don't care about college football prior to that. So I mean, it does kind of sound shitty, but you know, like I said, like, I don't know any team members in particular. I don't care about stats in college football. I don't even care about what division is what. All I know is, like, I know the names of some of the divisions. Like, I know, like, the Big 10 or Big 12 or whatever. I don't know. And I don't know the difference between them. But if there even is such a thing. I know the Pac-12, or I think that's the name of it. I think everyone who's anyone knows the SEC. I think that's the Southern Conference, and I think Alabama plays for them. I'm not entirely sure, but I could be wrong. Once again, showing my knowledge of how much I know about college football. But the point I'm trying to make is, yeah, unless it's bowl week, I really don't care, and I actually really do enjoy I actually love watching the bowl games. You know, I love the competitiveness. Sorry, I can't speak today, but I love the competitiveness that the colleges show when it comes down to when it comes down to playing the championship games and stuff. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I guess now they have this whole championship, NCAA championship thing going on the last few years. I guess it kind of adds a little bit more of a dynamic, because apparently there was this whole there was this whole controversy over the last few years of, you know, we have all these teams that are like good and stuff, but shouldn't one of them be champion? I don't know the whole scenario, but it was kind of like that. It was like one of these teams should be a national champion, they didn't know how to determine that. And I guess now, I think the two major bowls now, other than the championship, which are I guess you could say the semifinals to determine who goes into the championship game. I think one of them's the Rose Bowl, which is probably my favorite bowl to watch. the Rose Bowl, and I think it's either the Cotton Bowl or the Sun Bowl or one of those. But I know it's like one of the big bowl games that determine the other person to go into the championship. And if I can make a comment really quick, the championship trophy for the NCAA football is garbage. It looks like fucking garbage. It's by far the worst trophy I think I've ever seen in any sport, not including wrestling, because I can go into a whole rant mode about wrestling and how ugly some titles look, but that's a different story for a different time. I mean, for Christ's sake, the thing looks like a goddamn giant gold dildo. That's how ugly it is to me. It looks like a fucking dildo. That sounds really fucked up, I know, but I mean, that's how ugly the damn thing is. That's enough about the college football. So if that answers your question, Sap, let me know in the comment section. I know I kind of rambled a little bit, but I was trying to make a point of like how much I don't know about college football, basically. Next question, of course, is a wrestling question. Of course, it has to be. And it comes from my brother, Christopher, aka King Chris Live. He asked me, do I consider WWE a sport? Actually, I think that's what it said. Yeah, do I consider WWE a sport? No. The WWE specifically, no. WWE, if Christopher, you know me better than anybody. You know when I watch Monday Night Raw and I tell you it's garbage, you know it's garbage. It's not a sport, it's gonna be garbage, dude. It's, oh god, with the way Monday Night Raw has been the last couple months, probably since the summer, it's too awful to be considered a sport at this point. You know, I guess that kind of created a sport amongst itself, because with the whole brand split, like, you know, Raw and SmackDown are now competing, quote unquote, for ratings. So, because they had to add something to spice up the product, because the rest of the fucking product is garbage without it. And turns out SmackDown's pretty much beating Raw, which is not surprising. But, and I guess in a way professional wrestling is a sport, because I know it used to be considered a sport. Before I continue, I know it used to be considered a sport, like when Bruno Sammartino and anyone else in there used to, like, when they were wrestling. But I think, cause, you know, I hate to say it, but people believed in the kayfabe, which is basically the whole story telling of it. You know, people believed in the whole thing without even considering it being staged or fake or anything. Well, I shouldn't say fake, but staged. Let's put it like that. Yeah, like, people believed in kayfabe, which is basically like the aspect of what makes wrestling. If that makes any sense. That's pretty much how I see it. But I had something else to say. Yeah, wrestling, I guess, in a way is a sport because there are several different companies competing with one another for ratings supremacy. Obviously, WWE is at the top of the food chain on that one, and then you have smaller companies that are pretty much fighting amongst themselves just to take the second spot. I've said this on several occasions. 2015 was the worst year for wrestling that I've been a part of, and had it not been for Ring of Honor, I probably would have been like stopped watching wrestling for a little while, because it was that bad. Because TNA was garbage, WWE was beyond garbage. 2016 might take the cake on that, but that's a different story for a different time. Ring of Honor, I've said this on many occasions, Twitter, on YouTube, they had the best wrestling in 2015, and that was only for a half a year that I was watching it, because Destination America decided to fuck everyone over. And now I think about it, at the time of me uploading this video, it's probably been a year now that I haven't seen Ring of Honor. It's kind of a shame. Kind of sucks now I think about it, because Ring of Honor had some of the best wrestling I'd ever seen in forever. I think I honestly I do kind of consider Ring of Honor more of the sport type of wrestling because it's so competitive and so many young guys are hungry to take it to that next level and go to places like WWE or TNA. I don't know about TNA anymore now because their financial situation has been very questionable, probably since the beginning of the summer, or around that time. If you're gonna tell me a few months ago TNA would be good, then I probably believe you. But that's a different story for a different time. So that's pretty much the end of the Q&A. I hope that answers all your questions as best as I could. I kind of rambled in some cases, I know that, but I can't make my point without making other points, let's put it like that. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed the November edition of the Q&A. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Make sure to always leave me questions, and I'll see you guys on the next one. See you.